welcome to today's session. I'm your English mentor, Tamanna, and today we will be looking at a very important grammar topic. Well, what is the topic? Today's topic is direct and indirect speech, or as we say, reported speech. Now, before we delve into today's session, let us first have a look at our WhatsApp number. So, this is our WhatsApp number 9311883484. I repeat 9311883484. Please go ahead and note down this number, save this number on your cell phone, and you can ask us your queries. You can send your queries to us regarding anything, regarding this reported speech, regarding any other grammar or writing topic, and I'll be happy to help. Alright, so I'm pretty sure by now you must have noted down this number. So let us move ahead and let us have a look at the topics and the things and stuff that we are going to cover in today's session. So we will be starting with reported speech. I'll tell you what a reported speech is. After that, we'll recall basically all the pointers regarding reported speech that we had covered in the last class. Then we'll look at present continuous tense today. After that, we'll look at present perfect tense, followed by present perfect continuous tense, and then simple past tense, past continuous tense, and then towards the end, we are going to practice together so that you master your learning. So, without wasting any further time, let's get started with today's session. So, starting with the definition of speech. What is speech? So, speech is basically the ability to speak. Then, there are two ways of conveying what someone has said. One is your direct speech and the second is your indirect speech. Now, what is a direct speech? If you remember in the last class I told you that direct speech means that you are quoting exactly what someone has said. Okay, so when you exactly quote what someone has said, that is your direct speech. After that, you have your reported speech, or as we say, your indirect speech. So what is indirect speech? Indirect speech is basically the second hand account of what someone has said. Alright, so basically when you summarize in your own words what someone has said, that is your indirect speech. So, how do we change a direct speech to an indirect speech? So, when we basically change a direct speech into an indirect speech sentence, you will see that a number of things changes. What are they? So, there are changes in modal verbs, there are changes in pronouns, there are changes in specific verbs, there are changes in reporting verb, then there are changes in tenses. Okay, so these are the different types of changes that happens when you change a basically a direct speech into a reported speech. This is something we had covered also in detail in last week, if you remember. Alright, so now that we have reviewed and recalled all the points, let us see if you guys can just, get all your memories together and answer this question. So, the first question is, the indirect speech of the teacher said honesty is the best policy is. So, please go ahead, look at the options given in front of you and choose the correct answer. Well done guys, very well done. Excellent job. So, what is the sentence? The teacher said honesty is the best policy. Now, this is a general truth, right? It's a saying and you cannot change a saying. So, the correct answer is the teacher said that honesty is the best policy. So, the correct answer is option number 4. So, all those who have given the correct answer, well done, very well done. Let us move ahead into the next question. So, the indirect speech of she has said I want to be a doctor is, go ahead, look at the options below and choose the correct answer. Come on guys. Good job. Very well done, guys. So, as you can see that in this sentence, the reporting verb is has said. If you remember the exceptions that I told you about in the last class, you would remember that wherever you have, simple present tense, wherever you have present perfect tense, then the reporting verb does not change, right? So, she has said that she wants to be a doctor. You would not change the tense of the sentence. Okay, so the correct answer is she has said that she wants to be a doctor. That is option number 2. So well done, guys. Kudos to all of you who remembered this rule. Let us move on to the very next question. So the direct speech of she requested me to keep my bag outside is, go ahead, have a look at the question carefully. This time you don't have to answer the indirect speech, you have to guess the direct speech. Okay, so look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Bravo, guys, excellent job. So she requested me to keep my bag outside. So the word requested has been used, which means that the sentence will start with please, isn't it? Right? So she said to me that, or she said to me, please keep your bag outside. So the correct answer is option number 1. So well done, guys, very well done. Let us move ahead with the next question. Let's see if you can guess the answer to this question. So, the direct speech of he asked me if I was busy tonight is, go ahead, have a look at these options and try to guess the correct answer. Amazing, guys, you all are doing a wonderful job. So, let us have a look at the question. He asked me if I was busy tonight. So, the question would be, are you busy tonight? Right? So, the correct answer is option number 3. So, he said, are you busy tonight? This is your correct answer. So, well done, guys, very well done. Now, let us move ahead and let us have a look at the next type of tense. So, if you remember in the last class, I had told you how to change a direct speech simple present tense sentence into an indirect speech sentence. Alright. So, now moving on to your present continuous tense. First of all, how do you frame a present continuous tense? You use subject, then after subject, you use is, am and are, plus V1 plus ing, and then towards the end you have your object. Okay, so subject plus is, am, are plus V1 plus ing plus object. Now, let us look at the different types of sentences. So, the first type of sentence is your affirmative sentence, which is also known as your positive sentence. Alright. So, here you can see, she said, Alice is becoming adept at playing the violin. Alright. So, whenever you have a present continuous sentence in the direct speech, please remember that the present continuous changes into past continuous. That is, instead of is, am, are over here, you will be using was, were. Alright. So, she said Alice is becoming adept at playing the violin will now become, she said that Alice was becoming adept at playing the violin. Alright. Negative sentence, just add a word not, and so here you can see, he said they are not agitating for better health care will now become, he said that they were not agitating for better health care. Okay. Now, interrogative sentence, if you remember, I told you there are two types of interrogative sentence. One is your yes or no question and other is your information question. So, in case of your yes or no question, you will just use the word if in between. He asked if, alright. So, she said to Adam, are we going there this weekend will now become, she asked Adam if They were going there that weekend. This weekend will change to that weekend, change of specific words. Alright, and then towards the end you have your information question. Now if you remember, I told you that your information question begins with a question word, right? That is your WH words, okay? So whenever you have a question word, that is what you will add in between. So they asked her, where are you going this fall? Will now become, they asked her where she was going that fall. Instead of using if is used in yes or no question, and the question word is used in information question. Alright, so this is how you change a present continuous direct speech sentence into an indirect speech. Present continuous changes to past continuous. Alright, now let's move ahead and let us have a look at these questions and let's see if you guys can guess the answer. So the first one, the indirect speech of Peter said, I'm playing the piano is. Go ahead, look at the sentences, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Bravo guys, well done, very well done. So, Peter said, I am playing the piano. So, now this will change to, Peter said that he was playing the piano. Okay, so Peter said that he was playing the piano. So, the correct answer is option number 3. Well done guys, very well done. Let us move ahead and let's look at the next question. So now you have to tell the indirect speech again. So the indirect speech of Lauren said, are you waiting for her on the departure quay is. Look at the question carefully, look at the options very carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done guys, very well done, excellent job. Yes, so the correct answer is option number 4. First of all, this is a question, so you will use asked. So Lauren asked if they were waiting for her on the departure quay. So the correct answer is option number 4. So all those who have given the correct answer, well done. Kudos to you guys. Moving ahead with the next question. The direct speech of Kelly asked me when I was publishing my next book is. Go ahead, have a look at the questions carefully, look at the option carefully and try to guess the correct answer. That's amazing guys, very well done. So now this time you had to guess the direct speech. Kelly asked me when I was publishing my next book. So the word asked basically suggests that this is a question, right? And it starts with the word when, which means this is an information question. So the question would be, Kelly said to me or Kelly asked me, when are you publishing your next book? Okay, so the correct answer is option number 1. When are you publishing your next book? Well done guys. Okay, so now that we have looked at present continuous tense, let us move on to the very next present tense, which is your present perfect tense. So first of all, let us see how do we frame a present perfect sentence. So once again, you have your subject, okay. For present perfect, we use has and have. Alright, what do we use? We use either has or we use have according to the subject. Plus, we use the third form of verb. Okay, what do we use? We use the third form of verb, which is the V3 form. Alright, plus object. Now, please remember, if your direct speech is in present perfect tense, then it will change to past perfect. Present perfect changes to past perfect. Now, what do you mean by past perfect? It means that the only change that will take place is that has and have will now become had. Okay. So, if the sentence is she has had her lunch, it will become she had had her lunch. Alright. So, this is how we will go about it. So, let us look at the different types of sentences so that it becomes clearer to you. So, the very first sentence type is of course your affirmative sentence, also known as positive sentence, right. So, the direct speech, they said she has taken admission in DU. So, this same sentence will now change to they said that she had taken admission in DU. Alright. Then you have your negative sentence. So, your negative sentence, they have not annihilated the enemies, will now become he said that they had not annihilated the enemies. Alright. Again, moving on to your third type of sentence, which is of course your interrogative yes or no question. So, once again we will use if in between. So, he said to Luke will change to he asked Luke. If have you eaten your breakfast will become if he had eaten breakfast. Alright. Then, interrogative sentence, information question, which is what starts with a WH question. So, they asked her where have you kept those certificate will now become they asked her where she had kept those certificates. Alright. So, this is how we are going to change a present perfect tense sentence. So, once again present perfect changes to past perfect tense. That is all you have to remember. So, now let us move ahead and let us have a look at the questions. So, the first one, the direct speech of Mary said that she had lost her key is, go ahead, have a look at the sentences, look at the options basically and try to guess the correct answer. Bravo guys, very well done. Yes. So, here you can see you had to guess the direct speech. The indirect speech was given. So, Mary said that she had lost her key. So, Mary said she will change to I obviously. I have lost my key. Alright. So, the correct answer is option number 2. So, Mary said I have lost my key. Moving ahead with the next question. The indirect speech of Sam said, we have considered our defeat as an aberration is, please go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Please remember you have to guess the indirect speech. Well done guys, very well done, excellent job. So, we have considered our defeat as an aberration. So, Sam said that they had considered their defeat as an aberration. Okay. So, Sam said that. So, where is that? Sam said that they had. They have, here you have, we had. So, they have considered their defeat as an aberration. Alright. So, the correct answer is option number 1. Alright. Well done guys, very well done. Let us move ahead with the next question and let us look at the question. So, the direct speech of she asked if I had written the invitations. Alright, so you have to guess the direct speech this time. That means the indirect speech has been given. She asked if I had written the invitations. So, go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the options that have been given in front of you and try to guess the correct answer. Well done guys, very well done. So, she asked if I had written the invitations, which means that first of all asked, it means this is an interrogative sentence. And the last type of present tense that we have is your present perfect continuous tense. So, how do we frame a present perfect continuous tense sentence? First of all, of course, as usual, you will start your sentence with your subject. Since it's present perfect. Perfect means that you will use has and have. Okay. Then in perfect tense we use the V3 form, right? So the V3 form of be is been. So we will use the word been. And because it's continuous, to show that it's continuous, we will use V1 plus ing. Alright. So, she has or have been V1 plus ing plus object. So, this is how we frame our present perfect continuous tense. So, now as usual, because this sentence is in present tense, present changes to past. So, present perfect continuous will change to past perfect continuous, alright, which means that once again the only change that will take place is that has and have will basically change to had, alright, has and have will basically change to had. So, here you can see, let us look at the different types of sentences. The very first sentence being your affirmative sentence, which is again your positive sentence, right? So, she said, I have been learning French for a year now will become, she said that she had been learning French for a year then. Please remember, now changes to then. Please remember the specific words in your mind, okay? Then, negative sentence, he said, I have not been studying for the test will become, he said that he had not been studying for the test. Once again, coming on to your interrogative sentence, the very first type of sentence is a yes or no question, right? So, she said to him, have you been writing a poem? Will now change to, she asked him if he had been writing a poem. Alright, and then you have your information question at last. So, they asked her, why have you been watching cricket? Will now become, they asked her why she had been watching cricket. Alright, so this is how you will change your present perfect continuous tense to your past perfect continuous tense. Alright, moving ahead. Let us look at the question and let's see if you guys can answer this question. So, the first one is, the indirect speech of Patrick said, I have been working here for 5 years now is, please go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the given options and try to guess the correct answer. Bravo guys, well done, you guys are doing really very good. So, I have been working here for 5 years now will become, Patrick said that he had been working there, here will change to there, for 5 years, now will change to then, okay. So, Patrick said that he had been working there for 5 years then. So, the correct answer is option number 3. So, well done guys, very well done, all those who have given the correct answer. Moving ahead with the next question. The direct speech of, she asked me if I had been dieting is. Alright, so let us look at the question. The direct speech of, she asked me if I had been dieting is. Please go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done guys, very well done, excellent job. So, here you can see the indirect speech sentences given to you, you have to change it into direct speech, right. So, the word asked has been used, which once again confirms that this is a interrogative sentence, alright. Then you have if in between, which reinstates the fact that this is a yes or no question. So, the question will be, she said to me, I had been dieting will change to, you have, this is a question. So, had you been dieting? Alright, so the correct answer is option number 2. She said to me, had you been dieting? Alright, now moving ahead with the next question. The direct speech of she asked why I had not been sleeping well. Please look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Please remember, once again, you have to basically guess the direct speech. Alright, so go ahead. Well done, guys, very well done. So, she asked why I had not been sleeping well. Alright, so once again you have to guess the direct speech. Alright, so asked interrogative question, why shows that this is your information question. Okay, so why you have not been sleeping well. Okay, why have you not been sleeping well? So the correct answer is option number 1. She asked option number 4. She asked me, why have you not been sleeping well? Alright, well done, guys, very well done. Now moving ahead with the next type of tense that we have, which is your simple past tense. So before we move on to simple past tense, let's just recall all the present tenses once. So please remember that simple present tense changes to simple past tense, present continuous tense changes to past continuous tense, present perfect tense changes to past perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense changes to past perfect continuous tense. Okay, so that is what we have looked on till now. Now we are moving on to our past tenses. So starting with the very basic past tense, which is your simple past tense. Alright, so simple past tense. Now, how do we frame a simple past sentence? Very easy. Once again, you'll start with your subject as usual. Then you will use your second form of verb, okay, which is V2. V2 is the past form of verb. So, subject plus second form of verb plus object. So this is how we change it. Now please remember that your simple past tense changes to your past perfect tense. Alright, please, a lot of people think that because simple present has changed to simple past, so simple past will change to simple present. No, right? Simple past will change to past perfect tense. Now how do we frame a past perfect tense sentence? Please have a look at this. You have your subject. Past perfect means then that you will use had. Alright, so subject plus had plus V3 form, which is the third form of verb, also known as the past participle form of verb, plus object. Alright, so subject plus second form of verb plus object will now change to subject plus had plus V3 form plus object. Alright, so for example, let us look at the example. Present tense, which is your positive sentence. Alright, I lived in Delhi. She said, what is it? I lived in Delhi. So this will change to, she said that she had lived in Delhi. So here can you see, lived changes to had lived. That is V2 changes to had plus V3. Alright, live, lived, lived. Alright. Now, moving on to your negative sentence. So, just like your affirmative, in case of your simple present tense, we use do or does for a negative sentence. Does not, do not, right? Here, we will use did not. Okay? Did not. Alright? So, he said, I did not buy a new car last year will now change to, he said that he had not bought a new car the year before. Last year changes to the year before. Okay, I did not buy a new car last year will now change to he had not bought a new car the year before. Okay, moving ahead with the next type of sentence, you once again have your interrogative sentence, which is your yes or no question. So once again we'll use the word asked and we'll use if in between. So she said to Adam, did you sleep last night, will now change to, she asked Adam if he had slept the night before. Alright. Similarly, your information question, they asked her, why did you go to Alice's party, will now change to, they asked her why she had gone to Alice's party. Alright, so this is how we change our simple past tense. Once again, please remember, simple past changes to your past perfect tense. Alright, so the indirect speech of Emma said, the train left at 8 is, go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Yes, well done guys, very well done, excellent job. So, Emma said that the train had left at 8. Okay, so the train had left at 8. So, the correct answer is option number 3. Good job guys. Moving ahead with the next question. The indirect speech of Dan said, I forgot my car keys at home is, go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Bravo guys, excellent job, very well done. So, the indirect speech, once again the direct speech has been given, you have to change it to indirect speech. Dan said, I forgot my car keys at home. So, this will become, Dan said that he had forgotten his car keys at home. He had forgotten his car keys at home. So, therefore, the correct answer is option number 1. Alright. Moving ahead with the next question. The direct speech of Alice asked Ben if he had a meeting at 4 that day is, go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Bravo guys, kudos to you all for giving the correct answer. So, Alice asked, which means that this is an interrogative question. Once again, you have if in between, which suggests that this is a yes or no question. Okay. So, did you have a meeting at 4? That day will change to today. Okay. So, the correct answer is Alice said to Ben, did you have a meeting at 4 today? Which is option number 4. Okay. Please remember this because we have used did over here. The second verb that we use will be have and not had. Okay. A lot of people make this mistake. They think that both of them will be in past. No. Did, when you use did, that means the second verb will be in its present form. Okay. Or base form as we say. Okay. So, did you have a meeting at 4 today? Moving ahead. Now, let us have a look at our next type of tense, which is your past continuous tense. So, how do we frame a past continuous tense sentence? Very simple, you guys know it by now. Subject plus was were plus V1 plus ing plus object. Okay. So, please remember, when we change a direct speech past continuous tense into an indirect speech, then the sentence will be in past perfect continuous tense. That is, you will use subject, okay, which means that you will use your subject followed by your past perfect continuous, which means had, plus been plus continuous V1 plus ing. Alright. So, this is how we do it. Now, if we see, for example, affirmative sentence, which is once again your positive sentence. They told me we were living in Paris will change to, they told me that they had been living in Paris. Alright. Similarly, if you look at the negative sentence, he said I was not trembling with fear will change to he said that he had not been trembling with fear. Alright. Interrogative sentence, yes or no question. Once again, he said to Harry, were you listening to music will change to he asked Harry if he had been listening to music. Alright. Similarly, your information question which has your WH question word. So, the doctor said since when he was suffering from fever will change to the doctor asked since when he had been suffering from fever. Alright. So, this is how we change our past continuous tense. So, please remember past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. Alright. So, let's move on to the question part. Now, once again, look at the question carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done, guys. Very well done. So, she said she was reading the novel yesterday. Alright. This is the sentence. So, she said that she had been reading the novel the day before. Okay. So, the correct answer is option number 3. She said that she had been reading the novel the day before. So, good job to all those who have chosen the correct answer. Moving ahead with the next question. The direct speech of Alice asked me if I had been working on the project is, please go ahead, look at the question carefully, look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done, guys. Very well done. Excellent job. So, Alice asked me if I had been working on the project. So, were you working on the project? Right. So, were you working on the project? So, the correct answer is option number 4. Alright. Moving ahead. The indirect speech of she said to me, were you watering the plants is, please go ahead, look at the sentences carefully, basically look at the options carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Good job, guys. Very well done. So, she said to me, were you watering the plants? Now, this is a question sentence, okay? So, she asked me if I had been watering the plants. So, the correct answer is option number 1. Right? Now, what you have to do is, moving ahead, now it's very simple. You have to determine if the following sentences are in direct speech or indirect speech. Okay. So, look at the sentence carefully, look at the way it has been structured and try to guess the correct answer. Let's move on to the very first sentence. He said that he had been going to the gym. Come on, look at the sentence carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done, guys. Very well done. Absolutely correct. So, as you can see, this is an indirect speech sentence. Moving ahead with the next question. The teacher asked him if he was preparing for the test. Look at the sentence carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done, guys. Very well done. Absolutely correct. This too is an indirect speech sentence. Moving ahead. So, Dan said, why have you come here? Look at the question carefully and look at the sentence carefully and try to determine the correct answer. Excellent job, guys. Very well done. So, why have you come here? Of course, this is a direct speech sentence. Moving ahead with the next question. Ramesh said, I was ironing the clothes. Look at the question carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done, guys. Very well done. Yes, this too is a direct speech sentence. Moving ahead. The little girl asked which book I had been reading. Go ahead, look at the sentence carefully and try to guess. Yes, wonderful job, guys. Indeed, this is an indirect speech sentence. Alright, next one. He asked me, were you livid when you figured the truth out? Look at the sentence carefully and try to guess. Yes, absolutely correct. Of course, this is a direct speech sentence. Moving ahead with the next one. She said that she had been swimming for 2 hours then. Look at the sentence carefully and try to guess. Yes, absolutely right. This is your indirect speech sentence. And moving on to the last question. Peter said, are you visiting your uncle this weekend? Will be? Yes, absolutely right. This is of course your direct speech sentence. Good job, guys. Now let us move on to the very last part, and this is your main question. So these are the type of questions that you get in your examination, right? Which is changing your direct speech into your indirect speech or reported speech. Alright, so change the following direct speech sentences into indirect speech. So direct speech sentences are given, you have to change it into indirect speech. Alright, so let's look at the very first sentence. Robert asked Ron, did you see the cricket match on TV last night? Okay, once again, Robert asked Ron, did you see the cricket match on TV last night? Come on, guys, go ahead and first of all guess the tense of the sentence. Yes, absolutely correct. This is a simple past tense sentence, right? This is a past interrogative sentence. So, past tense changes to, obviously it changes to past perfect tense. Absolutely right, guys. Very well done. So now that you know that this is past tense and you have to change it to past perfect tense, go ahead and change the following sentence into reported speech. Bravo, guys. Very well done. Yes. So, Robert asked Ron, which shows that this is your interrogative sentence. Okay. So, Robert asked Ron, did you see the cricket match on TV last night? As you can see that this is a yes or no question. Alright. So, in case of yes or no question, what do we use? We use if in between. Right. So, Robert asked Ron if he had seen the cricket match on TV the night before. Alright, last night will change to the night before. Okay, so this will be Robert asked Ron if he had seen, and the rest will remain the same. He had seen the cricket match on TV last night will change to the night before. Alright, so this is how we'll change it. Let us move on to the very next sentence. James said to his mother, I am leaving for New York tomorrow. Look at the sentence carefully once again. James said to his mother, I am leaving for New York tomorrow. What type of a sentence is this? Come on, go ahead and guess the tense of the sentence. Yes guys, very well done. You are absolutely right. This is a present continuous sentence. So what does present continuous change to? Of course, it changes to past continuous, isn't it? So now go ahead and change this sentence into your indirect speech. Now that you know it's present continuous and you have to change it to past continuous, go ahead and do it. Wonderful job guys, wonderful job. So James said to his mother, alright, so James said to his mother that I will change to he, I am leaving will change to was leaving, right? So he was leaving for New York, tomorrow will change to the next day or the day after, okay? So said to his mother that you will add that he was leaving, okay? He was leaving for New York the day after. Moving ahead with the next sentence. Come on, let us look at the sentence. I said to him, why don't you work hard? Look at the sentence carefully. I said to him, why don't you work hard? Okay, which means this is your simple present tense sentence. Alright, now simple present tense changes to, absolutely correct, it of course changes to simple past tense. So go ahead, look at the question carefully and try to guess the correct answer. Well done guys, very well done, absolutely right. So I said to him, this is a question form and it's an information question. So of course you will use the word asked, okay? So I asked him why he didn't work hard, okay? I asked him why, this will come in between, why he didn't, don't you, will change it into sentence form, right? Why he didn't, present changes to past, work hard. Please remember you will end it in full stop, okay? All your reported speech sentences end in full stop. Moving ahead with the next question. Now, Emily told her sister, I have not gone to the museum. Look at the question carefully. First of all, guess the tense of this sentence. Yes guys, you are absolutely right. Well done. So, Emily told her sister, I have not gone to the museum. Have not gone, which means this is present perfect negative sentence, right? So, it's present perfect tense. Now, present perfect tense changes to, obviously it changes to past perfect, right? So, go ahead. Now that you know how you're going to change this, go ahead and change the sentence into reported speech. So well done guys. Moving ahead with the very next question. Ron said, have you been writing a book? Look at the sentence carefully and try to guess the tense of the sentence. Yes guys, absolutely correct. Very well done. Have you been writing a book? Which means this is a present perfect continuous sentence, right? And we can also see that this is an interrogative sentence, okay? It's a yes or no question. So, present perfect continuous changes to, well done, of course it changes to your past perfect continuous tense, right? So go ahead and now change this sentence into reported speech. Absolutely correct, guys. Very well done. So, Ron said, this will change to Ron asked, okay? Ron asked if I had been writing a book, okay? So, Ron said will become Ron asked. Since this is a yes or no question, we'll ask if. You will change to I. Have will change to had been writing a book. All right. Moving ahead with the very next sentence. She said they were roaming outside last night. Go ahead, look at the sentence carefully and try to guess the tense of the sentence. Yes, guys, absolutely correct. Of course, right? By now, I'm pretty sure you must be masters of tenses, right? So, she said they were roaming outside last night, which means this is past continuous tense. So, past continuous tense changes to, absolutely correct once again, of course, it changes to past perfect continuous tense, right? So, go ahead and change this sentence into your reported speech. Excellent job, guys. Excellent job. So, she said that they had been roaming outside. Last night will become the night before. Okay. So, she said that they were roaming will change to had been roaming. Had been roaming outside. Last night will change to the night before. So, well done, guys. Moving on to the very next question. Alice said, are you moving to Chicago? Come on, go ahead once again, guess the tense of the sentence. Absolutely correct, guys. Indeed, this is a present continuous interrogative sentence. So, now present continuous changes to, yes, absolutely correct. It changes to past continuous. So, go ahead and change this into reported speech. Bravo, guys. Well done. So, Alice asked, of course, we'll use asked. Since it starts with R, which is a verb, which means this is an yes or no question. So, Alice asked if he was moving to Chicago. Alright, Alice asked if he was moving to Chicago. So, you can change to he, you can also change to she. So, Alice asked if she was moving to Chicago. That will also be right. Alright, next one. Rahul said, hooray, India won the match. Go ahead and change the sentence. Well done, guys. Very well done. Absolutely correct. So, here you can see the sentence begins with hooray, which is an exclamation, right? It is an interjection. So, Rahul exclaimed with joy that India won the match. So, won is past tense, past changes to past perfect tense. So, exclaimed with joy that India had won the match. Alright. Come on, these last two sentences, go ahead, do it as your homework. Send it to us on our WhatsApp number. Alright, so what did we look at today? We looked at the rest of the reported speech. I hope you guys had a great time. I'll see you guys in the next class. Bye. Take care.